Hello everybody and welcome to Shelby This Week. Guess what? There's more 24-mile road construction ahead. Why we're going to see more orange barrels for a while. And investigators are cracking down. Find out why you'll need a lot more than your driver's license to purchase precious metals. But first, the world is still reeling from the moment two shooters walked into a meeting in San Bernardino, California, and opened fire. Now lawmakers are looking into how Tashfeen Malik and Saeed Farouk were radicalized and supporters of ISIS and how they got their hands on guns in this country. Charlie Cadato has more on the gun control debates going on.
Still firing rounds.
Do guns help or hurt? That's a question that's turned political across America following recent mass shootings like the one in San Bernardino.
We have two suspects, both dressed in black.
Crime statistics show more mass shootings than days on the calendar year, but pro-gun activists say not so fast. Weapons may not be the problem.
You look at incidences like September 11th, there wasn't a single firearm used.
Justin Porter owns excellent police equipment in Shelby Township. He says gun sales have gone up post-San Bernardino.
Within the last week or so, sales have significantly increased, specifically in the AR platforms. Generally, anyone can come in and make a purchase for a firearm. We have to run everyone through a NICS background check, which is through the FBI and the ATF.
But that's where things get sensitive. Proponents of gun control believe background checks aren't doing the job. They want tighter measures to prevent online and gun show sales. Porter disagrees.
Making guns illegal isn't going to improve any of those crime statistics. People laugh about it, but at the same sense, we've seen it on the news that ISIS has stated that they have people locally, specifically here in Michigan. Dearborn and Lake Orion were the two mentioned places. So realistically, terrorism can happen anywhere. It's just a matter of being prepared for it.
For Shelby This Week, I'm Charlie Cadato.
Continuing our coverage, Nick Buckler has more into the considerations you might want to look at as the sharp increase in CPLs is happening in our state.
Whether guns are banned or not, we all need a way to protect ourselves. And most Americans feel getting a CPL is the answer.
Black Friday, the day after, nationally, it was the largest number of CPL background checks or pistol sales checks since they've been keeping record. So obviously, it's something that the people are considering to do, and in larger numbers than average.
Having a CPL isn't just for anyone. You have to feel confident should a situation come up where you would need to use it.
Are you comfortable having to use that firearm in those types of situations? Possibly taking the life of another individual, that's a big consideration. Whether it be religious or otherwise, those are questions that you have to ask yourself before carrying a concealed weapon.
Those who do carry a weapon feel it's crazy to think people want to take that away.
It's going to be a pretty tough sell. Second Amendment right is we have the right to bear arms with that. And with the way the world is today, CPLs are becoming more and more important. CPL holders can save other people's lives and their own.
After the most recent shootings in San Bernardino, it is crucial to be ready should violence come to your community.
With our current economy and our current state of things, more people are getting more aggressive with robberies and taking people's lives to take their stuff, so you need to be able to protect yourself and others around you.
And if you're considering applying for a CPL, it's not as hard as you may think. As a matter of fact, they offer classes at most local gun dealers. Nick Buckler, Shelby This Week.
Shelby Township investigators are cracking down on precious metal and gem dealers, forcing them to be more accountable for the products they buy and sell. A new ordinance was introduced to license and regulate them in an effort to reduce the resale of stolen or unauthorized property. It will require the dealer to retain a permanent record for each transaction with a copy going to the police department. Each record will include things like a registration number, date, driver's license number, and fingerprint of the customer. A violation of the proposed ordinance will be punishable by imprisonment and a fine of $500. And now a construction update for you, including road closures throughout the next couple of months. The work continues on 24-mile road as crews install a series of valves between new and existing water main pipes. Supervisor Stathakis tells us why these replacements are causing those orange barrels to go up.
These are shutoff valves that need to be installed and completed, and for whatever reason, they're always the last parts of a road project. And they're the only parts of the 24-mile, 6.5-mile road stretch that have not been paved.
The first installations will be done near Macomb Orchard Trail by Christmas Day. Crews will then move to install the valve near the Cherry Creek Golf and Banquet Center to be done by mid-January. And finally, the valve near 24 Mile Road and Shaner will be done by mid-February. Crews will then finish unpaved roads in the area by springtime. We will keep you updated on the construction process here on Shelby This Week and, of course, on our Shelby TV Facebook page. Police and school officials are investigating after a student's threat forced several local schools into lockdown. A 13-year-old sent a threatening text to his ex-girlfriend at L'Anse Creuse Central Middle School. The school, Maurice C. Graham Elementary, and L'Anse Creuse High School had to go into lockdown. Charges may be filed against the teen, and that was just 2 days after social media fueled concerns over a threat to L'Anse Creuse High School that ultimately caused a drop in attendance. Back in November, a student overheard a conversation between two others, including threatening remarks. It was determined not to be credible, though rumors fueled online about more threats, but police found this to be untrue. No criminal charges will be filed in that case, but the school is taking its own disciplinary actions. The community is mourning the loss of longtime Macomb County Treasurer Ted Wabi. He was elected into office in 1995 after serving for 12 years as mayor of St. Clair Shores. He also served on the Lakeshore School Board and as vice president of Comerica Bank. Wabi was the recipient of many awards, including the March of Dimes Man of the Year. Family members say Wabi's death comes after a roller coaster year of kidney dialysis. More than 400 people attended his funeral. He passed away in his home, surrounded by family, at the age of 84. In other news, there is a new top dog in town. Stacy Sansatera has more on the addition to Shelby Township's police force and the bond being made between an officer and his dog.
Hey buddy, how are you? You ready to go work today? That's a good boy. Yes, that's a good boy. Yes, you are.
Morpheus is a crime fighter.
Morpheus is a 16-month-old German Shepherd born in Czechoslovakia and trained in Pennsylvania.
Morpheus was there for 12 weeks. I was there for 6 weeks. The 6 weeks prior, Morpheus was trained in tracking, obedience, narcotic work, area building searches. The only thing when I got there that I had to personally get on par with him was article searches. When I got there, he knew what to do already. It was more or less that I needed to catch up with him and read what his signs were when he did these things like article building searches, narcotics, how he alerted. He already knew what he was doing. It's just I had to catch up to him in that 6 weeks. Training was pretty intense. It was, you wake up every morning about 6 o'clock. You have to have your dogs ready to go and everything about 8 o'clock, and you work to about 7 o'clock at night. The first week, I remember that, you did 100 or so dry runs around cars, just without the dog, just going around cars, simulating that you're doing a sniff of a vehicle with a canine. And then you didn't even get your dog till maybe Thursday of that week. So 4 days we were just doing dry runs. So you got a feel for what you would be doing. And then after that, it's just you do everything. You do narcotics, going around cars, you go in buildings, you go in abandoned buildings, you go into warehouses, you go to fields for tracking. You name it, we do it. There are different sites for everything that we do. Go into dark buildings, we did night training, we did day training. We did cross training, which means if we did a track, say we did a 150-yard track, we'd have people walk across the tracks to kind of try to throw him intentionally to see if he'd still be able to stay on the same track, and he did that fine. It's just we went through so much training. It's just I didn't even fathom that going into it.
And all this training is a dream come true for Officer Wojak.
I've always loved working with animals. I had everything at my house. I had horses at one point. I have dogs. I have 2 other dogs at my house. We had flying squirrels at our house. We have fish at our house. So we're an animal family. But ever since starting my career in law enforcement, watching the dogs on the street too, it's amazing what these dogs can do.
And so, once in Pennsylvania, it became important for these two partners in crime to bond.
You know, it definitely wasn't the first week, because at the end of the days, we take them for 15-minute walks, and that's how you did the bonding process. You take them for the walks, and they're like, oh, well, this is my buddy here. He takes me out to have fun. So the first week, he was kind of, who's this guy? Second week, he kind of got a little closer to me in the walks. And then by the third week, we were really bonded pretty good, I'd say. We'd go in the field, and after a hard day training, he'd just flop on the ground, want his belly pet, or he'd come back to me right away when I call him back to me. The first and second week, he wasn't that friendly for that, but now he won't leave my side.
And while Morpheus has officially taken his place alongside his master, he has also become part of the Wojak family.
He has transitioned very well. My wife and my daughter are best friends with him. He knows exactly who to go to if he wants a treat because they always have the treats, and he's really ready to flip on his belly to get treats and get his belly rubbed for him. My son, like I said, he's a little rigid, but in time he's gonna get used to Morpheus, and Morpheus can read when he's rigid, but when he acts natural, they're fine together as well.
But let us not forget, this highly skilled canine is above all still a puppy.
At home, he is the puppy. I have to watch my furniture because he likes to gnaw on things. But he is obedient.
And you might be surprised what it is that keeps Morpheus motivated.
A piece of PVC pipe. That is his reward for everything that he gets. Maybe a 6-inch, or not 6-inch, but a 12-inch PVC pipe that he gets whenever he does something correctly. For obedience, if he does something correctly in there, I'll give him the PVC pipe. If he does narcotics and he gets a fine, he'll get a PVC pipe. And that's his drive. That's what he wants. He wants his reward.
And it's not just Morpheus that reaps the reward of this partnership.
Yeah, every time I get out and stop or something, he's looking out the window watching. So I think he's watching out for me.
Morpheus has been sworn in to watch out for all the residents of Shelby Township, and his presence is certainly known.
Morpheus is a star of the community already. We put a picture up of Morpheus on Facebook. Boom, we got like 50,000 views just like that, okay? Very hard for us to get 50,000 views on anything. People love the police canine. They love Morpheus. He's a beautiful looking dog.
I think you'll see a lot of good things from Morpheus. I think he's going to do a lot of narcotic work in this township that is going to be beneficial to the community. Get the heroin out, get the marijuana, the cocaine, and anything that may be a problem to this community. I think he's going to work on and get it taken care of. Obviously, his apprehension, if we have any felons or anything like that or resisting arrest, he's got no problem doing that. He's very good with his apprehension work. And I just tell people, just if you get stopped by the police and there's a canine on scene and you have a felony warrant or you're thinking about running, don't do it because you're not faster than the dog.
Wise words indeed. And with that, welcome to Shelby Township, Morpheus. For Shelby This Week, I'm Stacy Sansatera.
And of course, Shelby This Week will keep up with Officer Wojak and Morpheus. Well, coming up, paying more for cable. Find out which provider is raising their fees and saying goodbye. We'll pay respects to a beloved four-legged member of the Shelby Township Police Force.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
We've got a price alert for WOW cable subscribers. Come the first of the year, you will be seeing an increase to your bill due to a rise in cost for cable and broadcast networks. WOW is increasing their rates for bundle customers. That's customers who bundle two products. They're going to see an added $14 to their bill. For a bundle of 3 products, it's $15. And customers who bundle just the internet and their phone will see an increase of $3. All customers will receive a notice based on their service in the mail. It's with heavy hearts that we report the death of Canine Henry, who served Shelby Township for 10 years. Henry passed away after a brief battle with a very aggressive infection. He served from November of 2005 to April of this year when he retired from the force. His owners put up a GoFundMe account raising more than $3,500 to help pay for his medical bills, which ended up being used for his euthanasia and cremation. His owners say he was happy and in good spirits and still doing his training exercises even after retirement. Henry was 11 years old when he passed away. The police department is looking into planning a memorial for him. A 92-year-old Livingston County man is back home safely after being found at a McDonald's all the way here in Shelby Township. Relatives say Michael Gale, who suffers from dementia, went missing after police responded to a welfare check at his home. Investigators were monitoring his credit cards and tracked him to a gas station in DeWitt, but when police arrived, he wasn't there. Gale then stopped at a McDonald's 105 miles away and told employees he was spending the night in the parking lot. They contacted the authorities, who returned him home in good health. A group of senior citizens are spreading Yuletide cheer across Shelby Township. The Shelby Senior Center Choir made an appearance at the courthouse to sing some of their favorite Christmas songs. Keep watching Shelby TV. We will be broadcasting their concert multiple times throughout this holiday season. A local nonprofit is getting a big award to benefit special needs children and their families, and the facility is the first of its kind. It might not look like much right now, but Play Place in Sterling Heights, located at 18 Mile Road in Mound, is a facility that provides fun and judgment-free activities for autistic and special needs children. Shell Jones, the founder and parent of an autistic child, says it's not just about having a place to play, but a place to learn.
We didn't want it to just be idle play. We wanted to have a purpose behind what we were doing. So what our goal is to build life skills and socialization scenarios, and just give these kids a place to come, have fun, smile, enjoy life, and not have to constantly deal with the things that are under the autism umbrella.
There will be more than 15 different curriculums offered for learning and life skills. The sensory-friendly facility includes a movie theater, Lego castle, art room, and a carousel. Play Place isn't just for those who have autism, though, but a place for the entire family.
So, you know, and it's a place that embraces the entire family as opposed to the affected individual. A lot of organizations or facilities sort of cater to the individual that's affected. We'll have resource management forums to connect the parents with autism-related professionals like dentists, where these kids go to get their teeth cleaned. People like that who these parents need to connect with in order to make living with the disorder a little bit more easier.
The organization just received a $20,000 grant from the natural product company Tom's of Maine, but they still need help. They're looking for carpenters, painters, and anyone who can do labor. If you're able to provide assistance, contact Play Place. Their number is 586-254-6533. The facility is slated to open early next year. Well, coming up, pancakes, eggs, sausage, and Santa. Jolly old St. Nick came by to have breakfast right here in Shelby Township. And zoo animals doing their part, to help the environment. We'll tell you how a big award is coming in for the Detroit Zoo.
Is everything okay in there?
Just a minute, Grandma. Tick, 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 tick. Massive heat waves. Heat waves. Tick. Severe droughts. Tick, 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 tick. Devastating hurricanes. Tick, 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 tick. Our future is up to you. Tick. Go to fightglobalwarming.com while there's still time.
The Detroit Zoo is celebrating a big award after being named this year's Best Managed Nonprofit Organization in Southeast Michigan. It comes from the Cranes Detroit Business Magazine. The award is for the Zoological Society's management practices and their focus on helping the environment. The zoo has eliminated bottled water sales to help in their Green Print initiative, and the animals are getting in on it as well. Their waste will be put into a new biodigester to be converted into renewable energy to help power the animal hospital. The zoo has also been named the greenest zoo in the country. A local woman is giving her neighbors hope for the holidays by providing 1,000 duffel bags for people in need in our community. Charlie Cadotto has more on what is inside of those bags.
Behind this red door lies a warehouse that looks a lot like Santa's workshop.
It should be Christmas every day.
But here, Laura Bostic runs the show, and there are no elves.
I'm trying to get as many volunteers.
Just a small group of loving people, part of an organization called Calling All Angels.
When I started this 10 years ago, my kids were going off to college, and I felt empty. I felt lost. I wasn't as needed.
So she searched for others in need, and the response was huge. So big that in the past 9 months, Calling All Angels has opened this warehouse in Troy.
That inspired me when I saw that for 9 years, Calling All Angels has been raising money and giving money away to charities. We didn't have something like this, and then I just got this idea that I wanted to start an outreach center. They go out, they get back in. People donate, so we get more items, and then things go out when the families need it.
And the organization's preparing for a big event on December 19 to help the needy. Last year was their first annual.
It was just the most wonderful experience of my life. Everyone gets a sweatshirt, sweatpants, t-shirt. They get a coat, a brand new coat. They get a duffel bag.
They'll also be handing out blankets handmade by volunteers and led by Dawn Binder, a mother of 4. When she needed help last year, support was there. Now she's giving back.
The pastor's wife at my church made some for us last year, and it got us through the winter. Because our house is not that warm, but the blankets are a savior.
They all been counted because I told the girls to count. I'd like to say they're our children. Any other children out there that needs us, that's our children. I just kind of feel responsible for them, that we have to do whatever we can to make life easier for them and for their parents, because I know how difficult life is for a lot of people.
Bostic says this is what she loves.
Laura was there when we really needed the help. It's our way of giving back. It's not always taking. We need to give back, and that's how the world should work.
Charlie Cadotto.
Love you.
Shelby This Week.
Charlie, thank you. And Santa took a break from making toys to have breakfast here in Shelby Township. The community center threw its annual Breakfast with Santa, an event the community looks forward to every single year.
We do this every year. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work putting it together, but you see the kids smiling and having a good time, and it's all worth it. So,
a pancake breakfast was served, and kids got to visit with St. Nick, not having to stand in those enormous lines at the mall. Mrs. Claus and her snowman friend were there also to spread the holiday cheer. And finally, Shelby Township officials are asking for your help in giving back to your community this Christmas. As a part of its annual Giving Tree event, they are collecting food and other items to support needy families.
We turned our township lobby Christmas tree into a giving tree to benefit Samaritan House, the food pantry and personal items pantry up in Washington Township. They serve most of the communities around northern Macomb County. It's just a real nice, low-cost opportunity to support the community and those in need this holiday season. As you can see by the boxes here, they're already starting to overflow. We need to find some bigger boxes, which is a good problem to have.
And those boxes can be filled with non-perishable products like canned foods or coffee. The Samaritan House is also looking for basic necessity and personal care items. That's like toilet paper, toothpaste, and soap. So stop by Shelby Township's municipal office to see how you can help with a simple donation. And that's it for us here at Shelby This Week. You can watch us all the time at shelbytv.org. And don't forget to like us on Facebook. Just search Shelby TV.